Hey guys, I am Vishal and in this video we are going to know how India's first general election was made possible and how it was made successful. Because our country was freed on the 15th of August, 1947 and our constitution was implemented on the 26th of January 1950. We celebrate Gatan Day, but the peace and harmony that we have in our country is not maintained by making laws and regulations. The most important thing is to implement the peace and harmony that we have in our country. And friends, if we see through the constitution, our country was a democratic country, and in this what will be done, on the basis of people's opinion, the king will be elected. And obviously, after the constitution is made, elections will be held and we will have to know about it because it was the first election, everyone had new ideas in their mind. How will the election be held? How will these challenges be solved? The first voter will be prepared. All these challenges will be there, friends, because at that time there were illiterate people, most of the people of India were illiterate. So, these were the challenges, friends, so how these challenges were made successful, we are going to know in this video today. So let's start. Friends, on the 25th of January 1950, the Indian Parliament is established and the first elected member of it is Mr. Sukumar Sen. And he saw the entire election environment of India and did research, and it was found that the population and area of India is very large, the country is also large in size and the number of voters here is also very large. So, the biggest challenge was to go there and identify the areas and the genuine people who are eligible to give their vote, identify them and take their identification. This was the biggest challenge, friends, I am telling you, because the entire population of India was about 17 crores and 17 crores of people were not educated. About 15% of them were educated and more than half of them were illiterate. So, it was necessary to explain to them, to tell the electoral system and to take the right decision. Because no one will tell them that who you have elected, why you have been given this right and how much right you get through this. Because only the people of a very large class were getting information about this. The small, weak, crippled people did not have information about this. Like, take the Dalits, they had to suffer a lot at that time, friends, and even then India was not completely free. Because they did not get freedom, friends, they were already the people of this country, the small, weak, crippled people, the Dalits. So, it was seen that they got freedom when Dr. Bibhav Rao Ambedkar made the Constitution of India and gave them the right that you are also a citizen of this country, you also have the same right as the people of a large class. So, from here we know that the country can now move forward when an equal person will be seen with the eyes. So, it seemed very impossible to get elections here, but the elected officials did not decide that we will get elections, and even if we have to endure a little delay, it will take a little time. So, it was decided that the election will be completed in 1951, but the situation changed, friends, many things happened and the list was coming in front of a lot of trouble in preparing the list. Many people were getting names, so many people were not able to get their names. It happened that, friends, the election was completely done from October 1951 to February 1952, and it is said that this is the 1952 Lok Sabha election. In most of India, the elections were held in 1952, so it is considered the 1952 Lok Sabha election. And what was to be done from these, friends, 3,200 MPs and 489 MPs were to be elected. And it was not that the opposition parties of Congress were not there at that time, there were 4 candidates on almost every seat at that time, so think that there were 4 opposition parties in the first general election. And there were about 489 seats of the parliament, so Congress got a majority from these, friends, Congress wins about 364 seats in this. And the obvious thing is that the organization that has been established 100 years ago, so obviously it will be suppressed all over the country. It was the same organization that was able to raise the voice from India, that any Englishman who does such a thing, so he was able to oppose it. And many of Congress's additions were also made. Gandhi ji was also the head of that addition when the bill was done in the village in 1924. So the head of the village was also elected by Gandhi ji. So it is not that Congress's hand was not in India's freedom, it was a very big hand, we cannot deny it. And Gandhi ji also did many movements, friends, which also helped India a lot in getting freedom. And at that time, friends, Congress was the biggest party because it was already doing big movements in the country from 1800 years, and it had increased itself as a powerful organization. And Congress people were also doing education, so somewhere it was seen that Congress had a lot of pressure in the whole country. And the most important leader of Congress was Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. So he went to the whole country, propagated it all over the country, and told himself and also told about the party of the country that we will work on this country. It is obvious that he also had a hand in the freedom of the country because the country was enslaved for many years. This was the only organization that was also opposing the British people. It was wrong somewhere, but it was the Congress as the biggest party organization. So it is obvious that it will win. So what happened, friends? Congress got a lot of power and Congress wins in this from a big difference. And it turns out that Congress was strong in the whole of India at that time. And the people of the foreign country were saying that democracy cannot be established in India. Their mouths were closed. All the discussions were closed. Because at that time, the foreign country was saying that Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru will see democracy in India as long as he lives, but it happened contrary to this. Now the Times of India wrote that people of India have proved that we can make democracy successful in any country, educated and poor. And all those who were criticizing that democracy cannot be successful in India have closed their mouths. And we are also very proud that in the first election, people took a big part and made a successful hand in making India a democratic country. I hope you have learned a lot from the video. If you haven't, tell me in the comments, I will prove it. I will keep working hard in front of you so that you also get some information and my information also increases. See you in the next video. Till then, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.